guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is long overdue. I've been meaning to make this video for so long, but nevertheless, here we are. So today's video is going to be about all of my filming equipment, setup, camera, editing software, all of that. I'm going to be telling you guys everything that I use in order to make my videos and all of that. So first things first, I want to just touch on like my early YouTube days. Back in the day, I filmed on my iPhone, and I always say this to new YouTubers, or if you're thinking of making a channel, it's okay to film on your iPhone. iPhones actually have a very good camera. You just have to really know how to work it and use it, but I definitely say if you're just starting a channel, use your iPhone. Probably already have one and it's free. You don't have to go out and spend a couple $100s on a brand new camera right away. The only thing is, if you're gonna be filming on your iPhone, make sure you go to your settings, and I'm gonna screen and record here, and I'm gonna pop that up on the screen here. Go to your settings and go to camera. Go to camera and go to record video, and make sure that you are on 4K at 60 frames per second. I think usually your iPhone is always on 1080 HD 60 frames per second. No. Go to 4K at 60 frames per second. That's where you want to be for the highest possible quality ever. And trust me, the iPhone, along with great lighting, you're going to get a pretty good quality. This is my view right now in front of me, and I'm going to flip it on myself. Here I am filming on the iPhone right now, and lighting does make a world of difference, and I'm gonna show you why. So here I am filming in front of my ring light, and the lighting looks pretty much perfect. This is too bright now, but if I tone it down, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna also stand in front of my window. The lighting also looks pretty clear as well, and that's awesome. You wanna just be in a well-lit area, and here I am in like a darker area of my room. It's not very well lit here, and as you can see, the quality is getting a little bit grainy, and if I go to like a darker area, it gets even worse. So you definitely want to make sure that you're filming in a well lit area, because it's going to definitely help with the quality. As you can see, it's getting better already. This right now is the front facing camera. It does look pretty okay, but the back facing camera is going to be what you really want to film on. So this is the back-facing camera on the iPhone. I also find that this looks way better than the front. It's more like color corrected and everything, so this also looks pretty good to me. I know you can't see yourself, but one trick I always used when I was filming on my iPhone was put a mirror in front of me. So this is a mirror right now, and I can see myself in the mirror. So I always filmed with a mirror in front of me, so whenever I'm filming, I can still see myself in the mirror because I can't see myself on the phone. So, and if you're like me, you want to see yourself as you're filming to make sure you're in the shot, definitely use the mirror trick, because that definitely helped me. So moving on to those of you who are in the market or looking for a really good camera to start off with, I personally use the Canon G7X Mark II. So when shopping for camera, it was between the Canon G7X, this one, and the Sony A500, I think. It was between those two cameras. Now, I did so much research on both of these cameras, and I'm not gonna lie, I was leaning towards the Sony A500 camera in the beginning, but once I got to Best Buy and tested out both cameras, I fell in love with quality and like the G7X camera. I felt like it just made my footage so bright and like more white and more crisp. So I definitely wanted this one instead. It was a little bit more money than the Sony one, but I do not regret it at all. This one was, I love this camera. I love it so much. And this is what the camera looks like right now. I love this camera. Very, very simple, very, very clear, and I can see myself. and I love the lens. I just love that it's a very simple camera. I also love how bright the quality is, and it just makes my skin tone pop even more. I love that about it. And also, as you can see behind me for lighting, I'm using the ring light because my window is over here and I'm in this corner back here. So the light isn't too bright over here, so I'm using the ring light to help me. So now that we've touched on cameras, let's talk about tripods. So for vlogging, I use this very tiny tripod here. Perfect for vlogging. It holds the Canon camera perfectly. It's not too heavy, and you can move around easily. And I love that it has this little ball tip thing, so you can like tilt the camera down, back, left, right, basically 360. So it's perfect for that. Everything will be linked for you in case you wanted to check anything out. Everything will be in my description box. So I love this tripod. I also have a larger tripod that I use. It's very heavy duty. I'm going to insert a little video here for you. So get a good tripod. In the beginning, I got a lot of cheapy tripods here and there, but in the end they always break in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'm very heavy-handed, so I break things easily. So I want something that's heavy duty and can like withstand, you know, if I throw it one day or it falls, I want it to be able to be okay. So I got this heavy duty tripod, which I love, and I will link it for you. It's literally perfect for, it's perfect, and it does so many functions. So definitely check out that tripod on Amazon. It's like the most expensive tripod I purchased thus far, and it kind of pained my heart because I'm like, dang, is this how much tripods cost? But it's honestly perfect, and I would not change a thing. I love it. Now on to lighting. Now I'm not a big fan of ring lights, but they do come in handy, especially for a day like this where I'm filming in this corner and there's not that much light back here. It really helps to just add light to a situation, but I definitely prefer natural light. Natural light is the best lighting for me personally and my kind of videos, so I love natural lighting, but ring lights do come in handy. So I will link the one that I have. I've had it for about 2.5 years. I've only had to replace the bulb once because I barely use it, and it lasts a long time, and I'm very happy with it. It's lasted me a long time, so I'll see if I can find one from the same seller or something, but I definitely love this ring light. Moving on to editing software, I like to use iMovie to edit, and iMovie comes for free on mainly every Apple product, such as iPads, iPhones, iMacs, MacBooks, so it comes for free, and it's the only editing software that I really know how to use. I want to learn Final Cut Pro though. However, I did hear it's a lot harder to work with, so I'm currently reading books and watching tutorials on how to navigate it, and I also do have a free trial. So if I find that it's easy or I feel like I can do it, I'll just make the investment and purchase it, because there's so many more editing opportunities and like features and stuff that's there that's not on iMovie. But even then, iMovie is very simple and easy to work with, so I definitely love it for that reason. For those of you who film on your iPhones, iMovie can be purchased from the App Store for free. It's free. All you have to do is just download iMovie and you'll be able to use it. It's very simple in my opinion. So before I wrap this video, I wanted to touch on thumbnails for a little bit, because that's like the next commonly asked question I get, how I create my thumbnail. So I'm going to record my screen here because I wanted to show you guys my editing folder. So I have a folder called editing, and in here you see this app called Phonto. Phonto is probably my favorite app to use for editing pictures, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to edit a thumbnail right now. I'm going to do a very simple one. So first you want to just go to plain images, and you just want to choose whichever one you want. I'm going to take the black one, and you want to custom size it to the dimensions that a thumbnail should be, which is 1280 in width and 720 in the height. And once you've done that, just say use. So you're gonna just have this as your background canvas for whatever your thumbnail is gonna be. So I'm just gonna show you the pictures. So this is one photo that I'm gonna use, and I'm just going to put that here for now. I'm just going to grab another photo that I want to add. So this is the second photo. So I have these two photos that I want to put in my thumbnail. So as you can see, the sizing is a little bit off. And what you want to do is just drag the photo to the little black square that we had and just size it until it fits. And size it until it's within that black square that we created before. This looks pretty good. There we have one picture fitting the square. Great job. So now we're gonna size the other picture. And we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did before. We're gonna size it. Now you're gonna find that sometimes it covers the picture, sometimes. So I'm going to drag this one to the left only because I have so much black room. You see this, like the blackness on the left? That can be off of the square a little bit because I don't need all that black space. So I'm just going to also drag this one a little bit over because this one has a little bit of text and I don't want that to show. So I'm just going to cover it under this one. And just make sure that the sizing is right. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Now this is very easy. Just make sure that you just play around with it and you will get the hang of it. It's really not that, it's not too hard, to be honest. Just make sure that you just play around and practice with like images and you will be okay. So now we're gonna add a text and you just tap anywhere on the screen and it's gonna say add text. And for this text, I just wanna put Everlane, and I'll just put haul. And I'm just gonna put this text here. I love the way how the white looks. However, I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. And how I do that, I just tap on it and go to style. I'm just gonna tone it down a tad bit, just so it's more neutral and not like that bright white. It can be a little bit brighter though. That was a little bit too dull. And then I wanna put a border around the text. So I'm gonna go to those 3 little lines and I'm gonna do add an item and I'm gonna add this square. So as you can see, this is not what we want. So we're gonna just tap on the square and we're just going to size it. So I want it to be a little bit more wide, so I'm gonna widen it a little bit. Just push on wide. It's gonna push it, and I just want it to cover the word Everlane. Like I want it to be in the, okay, perfect. So now we're going to make the height a little bit shorter. We don't need it to be that high. Just a little bit, something like that. Whoops. I'm just gonna move the text down a little bit. And I kind of want, that looks pretty good to me, but I kind of want to fix the border a little bit more. So I'm just going to make it a little like more skinny. And then that's pretty much what we're working with. And all I do, I just save the image and then I go to Facetune and I'm just going to go into Facetune and I'm just going to grab the photo that we just made. And I just like to zoom in and see if there's anything I want to smooth. I'm gonna smooth out my sideburns because I can't. Just gonna smooth it out a little bit, and that's all I'm gonna do as far as retouching. Everything else looks pretty good. And actually I might whiten my teeth in this picture because there's a lot of teeth showing. Gonna whiten that a little bit. Just a tad bit, not too much. The teeth on this one does not look good, so let's just erase that. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna do for the retouching because these photos were professionally taken, so they're pretty high quality as is, so I don't really need too much. And I'm gonna just go to frames and I'm gonna put a black border around my video thumbnail. And that's what I do because that's kind of like what I've been doing since the beginning of my YouTube thing, so I just stick to it because it's basically a part of like, you know, my aesthetic right now, so I just leave it. Then we're just gonna save this to our camera roll, and then I go to YouTube Studio and I basically just upload the thumbnail to there, and there you have it. And that's basically how I do my thumbnails. I literally just edit them in Phonto, then Facetune, and that's all that I do. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my thumbnails, and that's pretty much it for this video. Everything will be linked down below for you in case you wanted to check anything out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and until next time, guys. Bye.